everybody, and welcome to Wild Moments powered by Explore.org. We have the very special Kelly with us in a very special place this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Trish. It's lovely to be here. Around about 10 minutes before we started, all the power went off in my house, including the Wi-Fi. So I raced out. It turns out all the power's off everywhere. So I jumped in my car and remembered I've got Wi-Fi in my car. So I'm coming to you live from my car.
I love it. I love it. Just added a bit of spice in the mix. Anyway, if this is the first time that you're joining us, welcome on board. If this is not your first time, you know the drill. You are welcome to send through some questions and comments because we just love to hear from all of you. You know it. And I love especially to know what you've got in hand, what you're doing while you enjoy wild moments with us. And already we've got Rolling Trouble that says, hello, Trish and Kelly, you've got your coffee and your water here. Good to hear it. Rolling Trouble, the other day I did that and I thought of you. And it worked out very well. Aussie Jan, too, you say, hello, you've got your coffee hot and steamy, and it's snowing down south. It was snowing on this side, too. Well, not like in Cape Town, but a couple hours from Cape Town. It was also snowing in Joburg. So Southern Hemisphere is in winter, if you didn't know, and it's quite a chilly one. So Aussie Jan, too, I'm assuming that you're in Australia. And I didn't know where it was snowing. Please do let us know. Maybe did I hear something about snow in New South Wales? Anyway, let us know where you are or where it's snowing, because that'd be very cool. And if you're having fun in it. Also, what do we do for Wild Moments? That's where we get to go through different clips over the last week. Sometimes we have a theme, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's just really cool clips. And that's what we're going to go ahead with at the moment. Unfortunately, it seems like Kelly is a little stuck. But it's okay because we're just so excited that she came to us from the car. Anyway, I hope your smile is big because it's only going to get bigger by the time we're done with Wild Moments. So let's head over and have a look at our first clip, which is a very cool one. It's a caracal at the Old Donyo waterhole.
I'm back just in time for this caracal.
Yay! Welcome back. This is stunning.
They really are beautiful animals, aren't they? You normally only just get such a fleeting glimpse in the dark, but those ears.
It's the tufts on the ears for me.
Actually very relaxed, hey? It's not often. How many times have you had really nice caracal sightings, Trish?
I've only seen a caracal once. So it was, and I mean, it was in the middle of the road in Cape Town. So, I mean, we're lucky.
Really?
We're quite lucky that, I mean, yeah, in pretty built up areas and suburbs, you could see a caracal and you could see a porcupine. I've seen many a porcupine raiding people's bins and gardens, but I've never seen one out in the bush. And several reserves that I've been to, I should have been able to see them, but I haven't. How about you?
I had a couple of, for a little while, we had a very relaxed caracal hanging around not too far from the lodge when I was in Madikwe Game Reserve. Never managed to get photos, but fairly relaxed, you know, just moving through the grass. And then I've had, I think, 2 very brief visuals in the Lowveld area. But it's really nice. That clip's stunning, hey? Just be able to see them, see those facial features, see those ears. Such a cool clip.
Yeah, I love a caracal. When I saw the caracal the first time here in Cape Town, I mean, you don't think that that's what you're going to see sitting in the middle of the road. So I thought it was just this really big dog. And then as I got closer, I was like, oh, it's just a really big cat. But what is a really, there's no such thing as a really big cat, you know? And then it got up and it looked at me and it was a caracal. It was beautiful.
I love those
stunning.
clips of them. I've never seen it, but I've seen clips of them jumping for birds. They're just so athletic. It's crazy.
Absolutely stunning. So this is very special. If you were lucky enough to be watching the Eldonio cam and snapping up your snaps, that would have been a great one. Really, really great one.
For sure.
Glendon Humancraft, you say hello from Indiana with your Diet Mountain Dew. I'm a big fan of Mountain Dew. Gold star for you. Jasmine57, you say hi to Shala and Kelly. Hi, Jasmine. Oh, Andy, here we go. You say good afternoon, everyone. Why did the two big cats get a divorce? Now, I can tell you already that you're going to be biologically incorrect, but let's hear it. Knew it. Because one was lion and the other was a cheetah. Cheetah's not a big cat. Sorry to be such a party pooper. Someone recently told me that one as well. But I always appreciate it, Andy. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Mr. H, UAE 87, you say hi, Kelly and Trishala. Bob from Kalamazoo. I just can't say your name properly. I have to sing it. You say good day, Trishala and Kelly. Good day, Bob. I'm going to get through a few others and then we can move on to our next clip. Becky WV, you say hello from West Virginia, USA. Hello. And Dural, you say hello, Trishala and Kelly. You got it just in time. Well done. And then Jasmine57, you say how gorgeous. Stunning caracal. Let's move on to our next clip. We have another cat, slightly bigger than a caracal though. Oh, look at this gorgeous.
Oh, see, this is the moment when you're sitting there and you think, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
So this is at Oliphant's River. It's a male, and we call him the Oliphant's male.
Something coming.
I'm not exactly sure how old he is, but he's obviously old enough to hold territory. Oh, whatever is coming is casting quite a large shadow. Oh, no, it's
No. Oh, brilliant.
It's such a patience game. You could watch a leopard stalking for the whole day, for hours. And it's one wrong move like this, just lifting the head up at the wrong time, and that opportunity is gone for this Oliphant's male.
I tell you what though, Trish, I don't think this was the case in this one, but I've seen leopards reconsider warthogs before. They've stalked and they've seen them coming and they've watched, and they look and they go, I might just leave that one alone. They're not easy to kill, those warthogs for leopards. I know they do often.
We were wondering what all that noise was. Yeah. There was a lot going on there, but also, even if a leopard reconsiders a warthog, they're still going to pique their interest. They're still going to have a look.
Oh.
But 100% I've seen them reconsider it, like you said, big, and especially with a big boar.
For sure, I remember I watched once. It was a decent sized male, and we watched it. And as you say, it's a patience game. Stalking from watching 20, 25 minutes, and he's getting closer. And he got behind a tree, and he was getting closer. And this warthog turned sideways, and this leopard went, oh no! And you could simply go, oh no, and he just walked off. It was too big. It only when he saw it side on, he thought better of that idea. But no, shame that Oliphant's male missed then. But yeah, they're not easy.
No, definitely not easy. Where are we? Here, Tim. Oh wow, Tim, you'd like to know how big is a caracal compared to a serval? So a caracal, I think, is up to about 18 kgs, so they're not especially big. I think a serval is around the same weight, if not a tad bit more. A serval is definitely taller than a caracal. Um, but also caracal is a genus, so a serval, a caracal, and an African golden cat are very closely related. African golden cat and a caracal are both in the genus Caracal, but a serval is not. So those two are more closely related to each other than to the serval, but those three are closely related. In fact, part of a really ancient, one of the most ancient cat lineages. So they are around a similar size. So, I mean, yeah, I would say a serval is just a little bit, maybe even just a little bit smaller. I would say around the same weight, but the height would be the big difference, and of course the markings. But if you're just talking about size, I would say the height. Oh, and we've lost Kelly again. Oh no. Amberco, you say very beautiful caracal. Wow, it was a very beautiful caracal. And also, like Kelly was saying, we don't get the opportunity to see caracal um, so clearly and so relaxed. So when we see one like that, you are in awe because you just can't look away. You're just staring at it. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get Kelly back in a moment. If we don't, you're stuck with me for the next 20 minutes. There we go. Kelly's back.
I'm back. Sorry, guys. This car stuff isn't easy. What did we conclude about that serval and the caracal, Trish?
I was saying that the serval was about 18 kgs, and that's
Mm.
towards the top end of it. But I can't remember the weight of a serval. But the serval is definitely taller than a caracal.
Yeah, I agree. Their caracals
Yeah,
are chunky though. They're chunky cats.
yeah, yeah. And then Jasmine 51, you say you had a cat that was 25 pounds. That's an impressive cat. That's a pretty impressive cat. And then Kim Hai, you say, can a leopard ever jump down from a tree to attack? Yes, they can. Have you seen it, Kelly? Yeah, tell us.
I've not seen it in person. I've missed a sighting by minutes, but I've seen of them. It's not. People think it seems it's quite a common hunting technique. It's not, from what I know. But yeah, totally possible.
I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard stories from reputable guides, not the tall story guides, but definitely heard
Mm,
stories about it. And you can, but like Kelly said, it's not a common technique because many things have to be just right for that to work out.
mm,
The animal has to be close enough not to detect you. You have to go be very good with your aim. It's not just about where you drop your body, but also getting your mouth in the right place because otherwise the animals will all scatter. So it's not a really effective hunting technique. But in the right circumstances, it can definitely happen. Kid Kanaga, hello. I haven't heard your name in a while. You say nice to see you both, and hello from Albany, New York, St. Peter's Oncology Department. Hello. Very, very exciting. Trainer Matt 51, you're jumping on late. Say good morning from North Carolina, USA. You are a little late. Work. Yes, work. Sorry, that leopard was at Rosie's pan, by the way. And then, interesting. Okay, let's answer this one question and then we'll go on to the next clip. Kid Kanaga, you'd like to know, how do the lions eat on reserves? Are they fed or do they control the animal population? They are not fed. So in wildlife reserves, whether they are fenced or not, the lions are not fed. There are some exceptions to that. I have experienced those exceptions, but usually when there are exceptions to that, it's because these are newly introduced new males or young males or something like that. But if it is a normal, healthy reserve with established lions, they're not getting fed. And if something happens to them, something happens to them. These are meant to work like natural
mm.
spaces. Anything to add there, Kenny?
No, I was going to say completely the same. You know, the exceptions are if you are going to go on safari, if you're planning a trip on safari, make sure you do your research. Sometimes in some of, you know, they might say it's a wildlife reserve, but just check the size of it, check the management process.
We'll get Kelly back just now. But what she says is correct. If you're looking at actual wildlife reserves, then that shouldn't be happening. But there are places, and it's quite easy to spot. There are places that may market themselves as wildlife reserves or spaces, but in essence, they're kind of they operate like open range zoos. Which essentially don't have that predator-prey relationship and would be fed. But all the classic reserves in South Africa, all the ones where we have cameras, all the ones that you would have likely heard about in South Africa, those are all, they all function as natural, mimic natural spaces. So lions would not be fed. Also remember there's far more prey than there are predators in natural spaces, and you know, reserves are essentially just putting some boundary around a natural space. And apart from that, prey species are reproducing at a higher rate than predators, so there's always going to be more prey than there are predators. Alrighty, let's head over to the next clip. Oh, I was about to say a little catty, but in fact not very catty at all. It is a baboon getting a little upset with some genets. Or baboons and a genet. There we go. Oh, look at this sweet thing. I do love a genet. Oh, this is so cool. I love seeing that. That genet was marking. It is the cutest thing. The cutest thing when they do a little handstand and then use their anal pouch at the back too. Oh, sorry, I laughed so hard at that.
I'm back and watching this with you, Trish.
Say again?
I am back and watching this with you. What's going on here?
Yay! A genet has just chased this, has just scared the daylights out of this baboon.
Shame.
I know, and I couldn't help myself. I laughed very hard. There it comes. There it goes down the tree. I must say that's pretty impressive. That's a really tall tree, and that Janet made it all the way up to that tree, scared the baboon, and then made it all the way down. Cast, can we please play that one again, just so Kelly can watch the beginning? Here, this is where the Janet scent mark. Oh, look at that! I love it when they do that.
Apparently, Trish, I found out recently that apparently genet marking smells similar to leopard marking.
Well, I think that makes.
Oh,
There she goes.
oh no, I laughed as well.
It's so intense. Kelly, it's interesting you say that because the molecule that makes the leopard urine smell like that hot buttered popcorn is the same molecule that's present in civet urine, and civets.
Is it civets? Maybe it's civets I'm thinking of.
Maybe it's civets,
I've never
yeah.
smelt it. Oh no, I didn't know that. That's fascinating. But shame that baboon got a massive fright then, hey?
Yeah, I know it did. Shame. And if you were wondering why I said I was going to say catty, but then I took it back because genets are not catty. They are cat-like though, but they're more closely related to mongoose. And if you have a close look at them, you see it too. Very cool animals. Oh, Bob from Kalamazoo, you say you remember the female leopard from Rosie's that had a wound from a warthog. I'm sure, Kelly, you've seen many a leopard with warthog wounds.
Well, bizarrely, a couple of months ago, I actually scooped up a dog, and we think he had been injured by a warthog. We found him up on a mountain, and all we could think of is it's lucky it didn't puncture his chest cavity under one of his legs there. And they're serious. And leopards, anything, they will get flipped by warthogs, and they're lucky to come out alive.
Did the dog survive?
The dog did survive. He lived with me for weeks, and then I sent him to his survival home about 3 weeks ago. So he got healthy and fit and fat, and is going to lead a very happy life.
Very nice. Oh, we all wanted to know, and this is like the best conclusion. Jurel, you say, gosh, you're so excited. You never knew this extraordinary looking kitty, the caracal, and you love being here and learning. I know. It kind of reminds me, a caracal reminds me of like a skinny lynx. It's got the tufts and things like that. Very cool. Oh, cool. Aussie Jan too, you say it's snowing in Threadrow. There we go. I could never say that place. And it's a ski country near the Victorian border. Very nice. My parents and my brother live in Victoria. Aussie Jan too. It's true. Kid Canada, you say you learned a lot. Yep. Rolling Trouble, you say poor Janet had to get a fright. I think it was the other way around, Rolling Trouble. I think the Janet was the one that gave the baboon a massive fright. I mean, the reason that baboons are roosting in trees, or any animal that sleeps in trees, is because it offers some safety. And they don't often think that, there's going to be a fair-sized mammal making its way up there to give them a fright. Anyway, I think the Janet was the problem there. Karu, you say, oh, that is so scary when they bark. It is very, very intense and very loud and deep when baboons bark, but it's also a really good thing to pay attention to in the bush. It's like the best alarm call. One of the most reliable, baboons and kudu. If I hear a kudu barking or a baboon barking or alarm calling, we call it a bark because it sounds like a bark. Even if it's on the other side of the reserve, 100% I know that there's a leopard or a lion there. 100%. If I hear the alarm call of those animals. All right. Next clip. Let's go have a look at some elephants and roses.
Oh, that is a great camera angle.
Yeah. Oh, that almost looks like a little bit of affection.
This one on the right looks much older. Those dips in the forehead there. Maybe this is this is a youngster maybe bonding with an older animal, or not.
Well, I mean, getting the opportunity to spar and play fight is also kind of bonding, when it's not serious. I love the sound of it when the tusks crash.
That's such a nice camera angle. I really enjoy looking at animals from different angles. Elephants from above, or maybe on the odd occasion down in a hide or something like that. I find it really, really interesting to get slightly different perspectives.
Oh!
That hurt my ears.
And just like that, I mean, it didn't even look like it was trying to rip it or damage it. It was just touching it, and just like that, it's pulled off. But Kelly, I so agree
That's
with
so
you.
nice
I mean,
watching them interact.
yeah. So when a couple months ago, I was sitting on the top of a bank with a dry riverbed on like my right side, quite high off the bank though, like maybe about 4 meters high. And so I'm parked there and I'm watching the dam on the other side. And then this big elephant bull was walking on the dry riverbed below me. And like you said, it was just such an interesting. I was so pulled in by it because I'd never seen an elephant from that high, from me being so high up.
Mm.
And he almost didn't even know I was there. I was just quiet, sitting in the vehicle watching him. Oh, it was beautiful.
I've heard stories about people on trails watching or viewing animals from trees, from nice, safe, big trees. That I've never done it, but that must be incredible. So I've heard of someone who's just watched a buffalo herd come and gone around for you're up there, you're staying up there. But it's really
Yeah,
interesting, especially these cameras are amazing to be able to give us a different perspective. Hey.
exactly. And also, I can never say enough about there being a static camera and how much opportunity it gives us to learn about these animals, about specific individuals, different angles, because it's constantly there, and not any human is going to be sitting constantly watching the same spot. And these cameras are really invaluable, really. Jirel, you have an interesting question. I'll go through this one and then we can move on to our last clip. But you'd like to know, you've often wondered if, I like how you say a Monty Python. Very nice. Well, if a python would strike a baboon in a tree, whew, you've just opened up a can of worms. I'm going to try and do this as succinctly as I can. Yes, a python can definitely strike a baboon in a tree, but baboons, like us, have three color cones in our eyes. So most animals, most mammals are dichromatic. So they have blue and red color cone. Blue and green color cones, but they lack red. And there are very few mammals that have the red color cone like us. So trichromatic, we have three color cones. But um, some monkeys and apes do have it. And the theory goes that the red is really important for being able to pick out ripened fruit because we had a very fruit-based diet. We were in trees, and if you're in trees, then being able to see red and pick ripe fruits are really important, especially since many fruits do contain toxins when they're not ripe to try and stop animals from eating it when the seeds are not mature. But interestingly, the other thing that the third color cone, the red color cone, would have helped with was being able to identify snakes in trees because that was a really huge threat to apes and baboons and other hominids that were in trees that couldn't really tell when they didn't have that third color cone. So the third color cone may have helped us to avoid snakes in trees. So yes, a python could go for the baboons, but the baboons are probably going to be able to recognize it. Young baboons might have a little bit more trouble because they're experienced. Alrighty, long-winded. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help it. I like color in eyes. Anyway, let's head on to our last clip. It's a very sad clip in my opinion, but let's see what you say. This is an Egyptian goose at Stony Point eating a penguin egg and dropping most of it also.
Shame. That is, I think that is a bit. I mean, but as we always say, um, nature's way and all the rest of it.
Yeah. And when it comes to eggs, it's just too good an opportunity to pass up. if you're an animal, whether
It's
it's just it's like a nutrient bar. Nice little
there,
package
right
of,
there in front of you.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like fat, protein, minerals, vitamins, all in this neat little package. Like it's too good to pass up. And for an Egyptian goose who's ordinarily eating grass and seeds, it's also going to take an egg if it sees one. And unfortunately,
Mm.
many penguins have suffered in this way. Particularly, I haven't seen it with Egyptian goose, but I've seen it with kelp gulls. Very often, they steal
Mm.
eggs. Ah, but like you said, Kelly, I mean, it is what it is, and if you're gonna eat, if the egg's gonna just lie there, you might as well take it and eat it, right?
Yeah, everyone's
It
got to
is
eat, as they say.
exactly. Everyone has got to eat. Um, Christy, Zygote, and Karu, you're all commenting on the previous clip with the elephants, or the elephant that cleaned out your ears. It was hilarious. I think we had some really, really cool clips today.
Oh, that caracal, that makes me so happy. I need more caracals in my life.
Definitely. Please keep us updated if you see any caracals around, and I will do the same. And thank you so much, Kelly, for
Please,
joining
yes.
us from your car. And thank you, Kelly's car, for
I'm sorry.
somehow providing Wi-Fi. I
I'm
don't
so,
know how. Oh no, we've lost her again. Anyway, everybody, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for all your questions and comments. I love spending this time with all of you. I love having these discussions and going through these clips with explore.org and Africam. So thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, have a great day. I hope your smile is much bigger. Bye for now.